Greetings and salutations. Welcome back to Manapot Studios. I am your GM for the evening, Kyron Russmore. My pronouns are he, him. And you join us halfway through the Starfinder Society scenario, Cries from the Drift. First of all, we'll go around and introduce the crew, starting with RJ.
Hi, I'm RJ, pronouns he, they, or stop running. My character is Dr. Callum Prey, who's he, they, who is a android biohacker medic. Because I always forget to say what class it is.
And how are you currently feeling?
I am feeling tired as heck, actually. Which is good, because it means that by the time we've got through all this and started, I'll be very energized. Actually, if you can't see it, I've got a lot of coffee
there. Next up, we've got Vinny.
Hello, my name is Vinny. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Z, whose pronouns are they, them. They are an android operative bounty hunter, and they usually consider themselves a pacifist, but depending on what's happened to the crew on this Kasathon ship, we'll see. We'll see if they change their mind.
And how are you feeling?
Very well. Yeah, I just finished a day of work and feeling much better now.
And finally, we have Krifu.
Hi, hello. I am Krifu Bernal. My pronouns are he, him. And today I'm playing Nikon, the Verthani augmented soldier, whose pronouns are also he, him. And I'm feeling pretty good. I just got back yesterday from the Netherlands, where I was at Roll Initiative Con. It was an awesome chance to meet up with some fellow TTRPG streamers and, chew the fat in person over a real table for once.
And how are you feeling?
Yes, good. Excited to wrap up this. Excited to wrap up this adventure and see what monster could be lurking within these starship walls.
Now, what makes you think that there's a monster in these starship walls?
The unearthly howling scream we keep hearing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a thing.
The rift in reality that's just chilling next to the spaceship.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere. Missing crew, damaged engines.
We might have to turn off life support and gravity to get some of these doors open.
So yeah, just to bring us up to speed, we started last week with Zigvigix asking the crew to go and track down a distress beacon from the Struggles Scholar. A Kasathon starship that was last noted to be going or coming from Sugoro's Bulwark. You arrived at the beacon's location and got challenged to honorable combat by a Vesk crew, a Vesk salvage ship, who were also after the Struggles Scholar.
It begins.
It does.
B.
You managed to defeat them quite handily in the starship combat, and they gave you first rights on the salvage of the ship. You found the beacon and traced them into the real space, a location where you found an approaching etheric storm that is the tear between the prime materia and the ethereal plane is starting to come towards this ship that is just adrift in space. You have docked and left the somewhat crude robotic companion at the controls of a starship, just keeping the engine going, and boarded the ship, where it is sustained some kind of incident. It is low power. There is no, there is minimal lighting. There is blood trails leading across the ship. There is security turrets dangling from the ceiling, unpowered and destroyed. There's the unearthly howl that Nikon has mentioned. You went towards a howl and found that it's a locked and unpowered door. You've been to the engine room and found that the ship's engine is just not responsive, and somebody has butchered together a series of wires to a starship batteries, but they have since run out of power. You went into the training room where a mechanical training bot challenged you, but then shut itself down. You salvaged a battery out of that, and then you have found your first indication of what may be aboard the ship when you repaired a hollow projector that showed a Kasatha fighting with a incorporeal Kasatha. Their weapons pretty much ineffective, and the hollow coverage cut short when a shuriken hit the projector lens. And that's where we left off last session.
That does remind me, I have questions about the Hippocratic Oath and regarding ghosts. So it very clearly states first do no harm, but if they're already dead, they're already the most harmed they could be.
Plus, as well, most incorporeal undead tend to be tortured souls, and the laying them to rest is largely considered at least a divine right, if not a Hippocratic obligation.
Well, I'm convinced.
And if it's not a ghost, then they have obviously done serious harm to the crew of this ship, and we should not hold back in bringing them down.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't hold back regardless of who it is.
I mean, Nikon doesn't hold back even when it's real people. So where would you like to go?
Ooh, did we all pick weapons from the delicious weapon banquet that someone left for us in this room?
I don't think you've particularly divided up. The weapon bank contained an Idari training baton that Nikon has claimed as it has a force effect on it. The rest of them, you realize, are going to be pretty much straight up physical weapons that aren't likely to affect an incorporeal form.
Can we... Well, I guess I can't. But let's radio back to the ship and...
LucyBot, that's what they're called.
That could be
Yeah.
It just came to me.
And ask LucyBot, how do we deal with incorporeal creatures?
Yeah, you did this towards the end of the last session. You'd scored fairly well, so I'll just remind you. They are unaffected by physical weapons, so no slashing, no bludgeoning, no piercing. They take half damage from any magical or energy types of damage, unless it has a force modifier, and at which point they take full damage.
Okay. Z. So Nikon he's holding this Idari training baton, which probably just looks like a regular sort of sparring baton until someone like waves it with enough strength behind it, at which point you can see the force sort of build up around it. He'll like kind of wave it a couple times, like vroom vroom, as this force effect appears, and ask Z, do you think you've got to be at least a little bit strong? I mean, I know you're deft and agile. Deft, not daft. But basically out of character, he's like, do you have a 12 strength?
I do, yeah.
So
I have exactly 12.
I have my strength is, I have a 16, so it's good. But But the only energy weapon I have is the Frostbite Class 0 rifle, which does cold damage. Do you have any energy weapons?
I have the Pulsecaster pistol, which I believe is an energy weapon, but it is non-lethal.
Mm.
It might not matter with a ghost, although I have no clue. But it might be better if you take the baton.
Is Z
Okay.
also an operative?
Yes.
So one of the things is your operative die. Can't remember what it's called. Sneak attack, essentially.
Trick attack.
Oh yeah.
The trick attack.
attack,
That's
yeah.
it. Will be added on there, and because it has a force modifier, it will be added on in its entirety.
Mm. That's neat.
So if I pass it over, you might be able to tell it's like it's also like an agile weapon essentially,
Okay.
and it's just like a tactical baton, just with the extra force trait.
Modifier. Yeah.
What's the extra force modifier?
It's just the force
means-
modifier.
It means
It basically
ghosts.
means it's good for hitting ghosts.
Oh, okay. All right. So it has
Um,
the same stats as the regular tactical baton.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's 1d4 bludgeoning damage, and everything else is like standard melee attack.
Mm.
Okay.
An elegant weapon.
Yeah,
for a more
1d4 plus
civilized
your
time.
strength.
Because I do have a regular tactical baton.
So
Ah,
yeah, just
already.
roll that, and from yourself, I will just count the damage as a whole rather than in piecemeal.
Okay. Thank you.
It only makes
Well-
tactical sense.
Dr. Prey is going to take the 2 serums that
Oh,
I
can
mentioned
I have
as
one?
well.
'Cause
Right
they-
now?
No, I mean because they give you temporary hit points and a bonus to athletics and acrobatics, and I was eyeing those.
Oh, it seems eminently sensible. Just gives it to you.
You can have
And,
the other one.
I don't really have much cause for it. I was going to hold it in reserve just in case it was necessary, but
Do you have
for emergency use,
do you have a needler?
I do.
So you could load the needler with that.
I could.
Keep one.
Yes. There you go. Emergency drugs. He writes on it in a Sharpie.
Yes.
He loads it into his needler.
What else is
Oh,
on the
there.
list? The shurikens.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the rest of these things won't, well, as we've seen, won't really affect where we're fighting. So, I suppose he's just like toying with one of the shurikens. He might keep that as a souvenir.
And the battle glove is also bludgeoning damage. I was hoping for electricity, but so not good. But
Mm.
I've got the. So he'll pull out his frostbite rifle, like this white kind of light blue.
Pulls it out lovingly.
Because I got this during our first mission. I think from Ziggy, actually. No, Ziggy gave me the Iridishell armor. I don't remember whether I got where I got the
The
frostbite.
frostbite was for the data files. It was a reward from the ex-hacker.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
That old woman. Older,
Mm.
yeah, dame,
Seasoned.
Distinguished.
experience. So yeah, he'll pull that out, and then Dr. Prey, do you have an energy weapon?
I'm afraid I don't. I have a needler rifle and some grenades, and that's about it.
Hmm.
But I mean, if it comes my way, I'll just point to one of you guys and just say, "Can you bother him?" Hopefully, he'll be very polite about it. I don't know.
Well, if we find a laser pistol or something, be sure
Yes.
to stick your hand out.
Would shock
Universe.
grenades be effective?
Anything that targets at EAC.
Yeah, that'd be a half damage weapon.
Okay, I have some shock grenades.
Okay.
In my medical experience, this will do half damage to a ghost.
You have much medical experience with ghosts.
Well, ghosts are just failed patients, so
That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
very well. So, yeah, Dr. Prey just takes the rest of the weapons, puts them in a bag, and he's just going to leave it by the door. We can pick it up if we need it on the way out, or not.
If you have time, if the storm hasn't enveloped the ship and
Mm.
collapsed it into a...
Yeah, in an emergency, he will forego the bag of loot. Oh, I suppose there's
Shall
nothing
we
else.
continue to
but-
explore?
Yes.
There is a hall across the way.
Mm-hmm. We haven't looked in there yet.
I mean, there might be at the very least another battery in there that we can use to power the ship.
If the battery's in there, I'll be very, very annoyed. It's a lot of things to check. It's Dr. Prey muttering to himself as he's wandering over.
Where is Dr. Prey going? Because the other two are waiting by the...
Oh, it's that one. Oh, I was looking at that one over there.
That one was locked, wasn't it?
Ah, that was not one.
No. The one going forward is unpowered.
Oh, okay.
The one the other side of the ship is locked. You've not checked the 3 other doors coming off this corridor.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're opening up this door?
Yes.
Sure.
What's the worst that could happen? Said with a trepidation.
Door opens up, and you can see just this crumpled room and space beyond. As I try to find the notes that I'm supposed to read for this room.
Ah, yes, that would be the cold, unyielding vacuum of space.
The northern wall of this chamber is so forcibly compacted to the south that the chamber extends only about 10 feet from the door. Several person-sized crates are fused into the distorted hull, obviously melted by extreme heat. Space is visible from between several gaps in the northern wall, accented by the occasional shimmer of the force field.
Shit. Where you did see that the port side of the ship had a gash, a rend, tear.
And you can see now, looking from this side, it's all like it might not have been sheared off, it might actually just have been compacted down, crushing into the ship itself.
Is there any blood on the floor? Do you want a quick perception for that? To work out if anyone was squished in there, since we're still looking for 8 people total.
Yeah, make me a perception check.
12 on the dice plus perception, which is 7, so 19.
Nice. So you can see, what can you see? It tells me that you do see a thing.
A thing? Says Dr. Prey, pointing at it.
It's a thing. I see the thing.
Oh, look at it. Billy, describe the thing.
You see splatter patterns of fluids. You, being medically trained, identify some of them as fluid from android bodies.
Oh no.
No dear.
But you also reckon, you see another fluid that you don't recognize the type of. It appears to be some kind of, blood-like fluid.
Not
very
Kasathan?
quickly.
Not Kasathan.
Is it just like behind the door, or is it over yonder?
It's kind of crushed into the wall.
So, I mean, if I walk into the room, will I go space exploring, or?
No, it has been repressurized. The force field is keeping it airtight, as it were.
Sealed.
And there is gravity.
Okay, I am going to collect a sample with my pharmacology kit and... Yeah, can I... Actually, no, if I don't know what it is, because I have a theme knowledge for life science and stuff like that, but it only reduces difficulty checks by 5, it doesn't do anything special, so... Yeah, Dr. Prey's going to use his medic kit to get a sample of this stuff just to analyze it later and find out what it was, and then... Well, this room. So
you do a quick analysis on it. It is not blood of any common species found within the Pac-12s.
Huh. I don't even know what this is. It's unusual. Some kind of species beyond the knowledge of my analyzer, at least.
I mean, we're pretty far from the Pact Worlds. I think the drift spat us out somewhere in the vast, if I remember correctly.
You are somewhere in the vast, yes.
Yeah.
We're on the rim.
Are any of the crates in this room still intact?
They look to be intact that you might be able to go searching through them.
Okay, let's have a look.
Some have been fused so well shut by either the heat or the cold vacuum of space that you don't manage to pry them all open. However, you do open one setup, and it contains a macabre set of limbs, a right arm and leg of an android.
Ooh.
Oh,
I don't want
That's-
these.
no, I don't really want them either, to be honest. I mean, somebody might want them because they belong to an android, but again, the Steaking says, wait, why have they been in a crate? No. Dr. Prey's thinking aloud at this point. Who dismembers
That is
an android?
very
Just
strange.
Put them in a crate.
But this was a Starfinder ship. Keeping them in a crate like that would be illegal. Or disrespectful, at the very least.
Worse than that, weird.
Doctor, could you make me a medicine check?
I can. Oh, that's 12 on the dice again, plus 9, 19, 21 total.
You can tell that these limbs have been torn off and sheared with some kind of vicious claw.
Good grief. So, somebody mauled an android to death, dismembered it, and put all their limbs in this box before the ship got crashed into.
Let's hope it wasn't one of the Kasathans.
The ghosts do that? Perplexing. Dr. Bray's just like taking notes.
Maybe it's more than a ghost.
Hmm.
A ghost and something else, maybe?
A ghost that hates androids. Very much enamored to meeting that. Dr. Bray's are going to like just close up the lid of the box because he doesn't really want to see a bunch of dismembered androids.
Mm-mm.
And then, well, should we go find some undismembered people to either rescue or kill?
As you move to leave the room, you notice that there is a computer terminal just beside the door.
Hmm.
Somebody try to hack that for me.
Yeah, who's
I
best
don't
equipped
mind.
to-
I've got a data jack. The data jack actually...
It allows you to interface with it, yeah.
It doesn't give like a...
No bonuses, just it's
Yeah.
a tool you need to be able to do it.
It's one of those. It's just a USB stick on one end, and it's just got a myriad of cables on the other for every possible port.
You need a high density data jack to get a bonus.
Hmm.
I just have a lame one, but that's fine.
Yours only has 6 cables.
So Nikon
You got it for free.
I did. Nikon has his helmet on because we weren't sure about the life support. It's just better to be safe than sorry. But whereas data jack is on his neck, the armor sort of like plugs in there, so it's like an adapter connector. And he'll go and he'll pull out the wire through his armor and plug it in. Give a hacking check. Plus 9 on my computer's check. Or 24.
It doesn't give you much information. However, it does tell you the last people in and out of this room. It looks to be of a storage room where they were keeping track of the comings and goings. The last time that this room was accessed, the force field itself was lowered using the authorization of a crew member, Blue Sky 101.
Blue Sky 101.
Is that a capital P? I'm just writing it down.
It is.
Okay. Blue
Doesn't
Sky.
sound like a Kasathan name to me. They usually have, I don't know, 6 first names plus a clan name.
I think that's the code for the airlock.
No, Blue Sky 101 was the person who opened.
It was a member of the crew.
The crew member who opened the force field in this room. Maybe that caused the crates to be pulled out like a vacuum
Or the ship was crashed into, the airlock went up automatically, someone later went there, disabled the airlock to vent somebody into space.
But the crates filled the holes during the venting process.
Interesting. So, Blue Sky 101.
Can I search the ship records for Blue Sky? Anything about them?
You've not got much in the way of a ship manifest at this time.
Okay, we need to hit the bridge.
However, 2 androids do recognize that Blue Sky 101 is likely to be an android name.
2 androids and a cyborg. Sort of. Almost. Will be a proper one day.
It's okay, I'm sure. You'll achieve your dream of being entirely non-biological sometime. But,
One day I won't be a real boy.
Okay, I think we've still got another room to check.
Yes. Got 2 more rooms to check, I think.
Yes, too.
Yeah. Do we want to go... Well, we have an extra battery now. We could maybe hit the bridge.
We could do.
Let's
I suppose if we plug the battery in, that just sorts that out, and we rooms ideally. So I suppose it makes sense to plug that in next.
And whoever's lugging it around doesn't have to lug it around anymore, because it is not a small thing.
Okay.
Who is lugging it around?
I don't mind.
Is it Nikon?
He's just holding it while also holding his frost.
Just holding it with 2 fingers. Yeah.
Okay,
Because
then
he's literally built different.
back up to the engineering room, the engine room.
Yes, the engine room, just as fucked as we left it.
Yep, and it doesn't take much to basically just detach the cables that are from one of the dead batteries onto this replacement battery, and you can hear a slight hum in the walls as power has been restored to at least some part of the ship.
Oh, that's a good sign.
Hey,
The lights aren't flickering as much now.
good. We want to let's do the room across the hall and then hit the bridge.
Yeah. Dr. Prey, before we open the door, he's just gonna... Do you think it's worth knocking? Maybe even just gently?
No.
Fair enough. If a ghost comes out and tries to rip off my limbs, I'm going to throw the shuriken at it. I know it won't work, but it'll make me feel better.
This 10-foot wide communal shower stands along the south of this room. A rack of towels rests within reach, while a trio of sinks and toilet stalls cover the rest of the room. A single door admits access to this washroom.
It's the poop room, I see.
Should we hop on in the shower? I guess you don't need it as much.
I hear biological organisms do terrible things in these rooms.
On a trip this size, if you're out in the drift for a long time, a couple weeks.
Terrible things.
Wonderful, terrible thing. I don't know if there's a need to look around this room.
Yeah, this is the shitter. Unless there's some lot.
It's one of those things about Starfinder maps. They always have the bathroom.
Yep.
Unless there's any lockers or anything in here.
Well, there doesn't appear to be any lockers in here.
Nah.
Just as a sort of like prompting, is anybody just turning on a tap? That kind of thing. You don't have to.
No. Well, now I kind of want curious. Now I want to know what happened. Yeah, Dr. Prey is going to turn one of the taps and see if they have running water at least.
You turn on the tap, and shortly after, trickle of water comes out, it then starts to shift in hue to a very deep crimson for a while before returning back to the clean water.
Yeah.
Can I grab and analyze a sample of that before it turns back to regular water, just in case it's blood?
You can do, and you analyze it, and it is indeed blood.
Ah. Now,
Does
I'm no
happen.
expert on biological bathrooms, but this tap has
They
blood in it.
shouldn't do this.
Yes.
No, they're not supposed to do this.
I can't see why they'd want a tap that does that. It seems both unhygienic and just weird. But,
Has someone put the bodies into the water tank on this ship? Into the
Hmm.
water storage?
that could be it, yes.
A ship of this size is not likely to have much of a water storage. It'll have a couple of 100 liters, but nothing sizable.
Nothing you could cram a load of bodies in.
Most of the time on a ship this size, everything is just highly efficiently recycled. So as a reminder, kids, don't drink the tap water in space.
Well, that's horrific, disturbing, and intriguing. He said, backing out of the room.
Is there a mechanic amongst you guys?
No.
No.
But we're
I
all
have-
trained in computers and engineering.
Yeah, I have some engineering and some computers, but
I was just wondering if anybody had a deep mechanic knowledge, because. But if not, carry on.
Right?
damn it, GM, I'm a doctor, not an engineer. Yes, finally got to make that reference.
Nikon's like, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that.
Yes, likewise.
Even though I know it's probably gonna be a thing later,
Mm.
rather not think about that right now.
Yeah, and probably best just don't think about it at all.
So our options are room that formerly held screaming person and the bridge.
Screaming person
Ooh.
was locked, not unpowered.
Ah, but now that it's... Ooh, no, actually no.
We can unlock it from the bridge,
Yeah,
or we should be able to.
ideally, if there's any sense in the design of the ship.
So you're going forward?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Nikon, you don't want to think about the blood water in the bathroom. Think about this instead.
Oh.
This room resembles a carnal house. The remains of 2 dead Kasathas are piled in the northwest corner, surrounded by knocked-over chairs. A ceremonial table setting in the center of this chamber is splattered with blood. The stench of decay is palpable in this room. Even the sink along the southern wall is coated in a deep red shade. Storage cupboards fill the eastern side of this room, each similarly splattered by gore. An impressive set of double doors bars the passage to the north, while
Oh,
a single a steel access door is where you've come in from.
What was their cause of death?
I was just wondering that.
Let us have a perception medicine check.
Ooh, I can do a mediception check.
I'll try medicine check if I can.
Yeah, I'll do the perception then, because that's 13
That's,
total.
10.
Okay. Let's see.
Sorry, Doctor, what was that number?
13 total.
13.
6 plus 7. For perception.
Got a 9 plus 7, so 16.
Is that perception or medicine?
I
Medic-
rolled.
Sorry.
I rolled perception because Nikon wanted to be a medic once.
My medicine's much better than my perception.
Same here, yeah.
But he still got a 10.
So what was the highest perception roll? I think that was.
I think it was Dr. Prey, 13.
Okay, and the highest medicine?
I think that was me. I had a 16.
Okay. You examine the bodies. and you can see that the individuals were essentially torn apart. Using, your combined medical and perception checks, you can tell that these Kasatha were ripped apart essentially by likewise four-armed creature of some sort. Though how that would appear is, they were ripped apart by something with four arms. You can't quite equate to how that would relate to a Kasathan.
Except the fact that they also have four arms.
Apart, yes.
Yeah.
And then they must have gone to the sink here, and Nikon points behind him at the bloody sink, and washed their hands?
Perhaps, but then how would the blood get into the tap?
It's recycled.
Yeah, but wouldn't the recycling clear the blood out? I don't know. I don't know enough about starships to make that call.
Along this train of thought, while the starship is capable of recycling the water, it does have its limitations, and the amount of gore, it's not just somebody washing off their hands here, it's quite a substantial amount, and it's likely just to have overwhelmed the recycling systems.
Okay. Well, by my count, that makes 2 bodies, 2 potential deaths, and 1 alive person, as far as I can count. Can Dr. Prey frisk the remains and see if they've got a wallet with ID or something like that in it? So we can find out who they were.
You look around the bodies, they don't seem to be carrying any identifying markers.
Right. Unnamed Kasathans. He's keeping a death note at this point, or a dead already note.
Death note.
It's like an inverse death note, because you write the name in it and if they're already dead. He's just keeping track, because in his mind there was between 6 and 8 potential crew members on this ship, and we've only accounted for 4 and maybe 5, respectively. So, well, again, that's incredibly troubling, and whatever we're dealing with on this ship seems to be very fond of ripping limbs off things.
Yeah, better keep your weapons drawn, and Nikon will make sure he's got his baby blue frost class rifle. Stepping over the bodies and the gore, and we'll head to the impressive double doors.
The impressive double doors are unfortunately not powered.
Oh, come on.
I don't suppose there's any way we can reroute power from some other part of the ship to open these doors.
The only power that you can really reroute would be to power the door into this room.
So we could either take power from the door we just opened, which if we depower it, will the door shut again?
Yes.
Not if we jam it with something.
Or I suppose if we find another power source.
Dr. Spray's looking around for a fire extinguisher.
As you look
Gentleman's
around, you see on the table to the side of an unfinished meal is a key card.
Oh. I don't suppose the key card has an ID on it.
You take a look at it. Seems to be, sort of like captain's key card.
Does it list a species or?
It doesn't give any identifying information.
Well, the fact that the captain is separated from this means that he's probably either dead or something else happened to him, I guess.
Well, this could be to open the door of that. We think it's the captain's quarters, don't we?
Well, that
You believe so?
The question then would be, how would he lock himself in his own quarters without his keycard?
That I don't know, but Nikon will swipe up the key card.
Rest of the crew locked him in there.
Best way to find out
insane
how they got in there is to open it up.
Wouldn't quit dismembering people.
Just for the sake of courtesy, you also take a quick look at the cupboards for anything of use, and the only thing that you find is a pair of Mark 1 serums of healing.
No. Well, that's still more useful than not. Yeah, Dr. Prey's going to pocket them as well and have them ready to load up someone if they need it.
I've already got 2.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I suppose there's only one place left for us to try, and it's the room with the screaming thing.
Stop. Well, stop. Whoever was moving up forward, go back. Okay. And would you have let that person get so far ahead?
I'll be honest, Dr. Prey probably wouldn't have noticed. He's looking at the explodey people and probably racking up the 2 serums of healing he picked up.
Yep. So who is that walking off on their own?
That's Z. Oh, it's not Z. It's
Nikon.
All right, Nikon. As you enter this main chamber, where the one turret is laying broken from the ceiling, mirroring it, the other side of the ceiling, a hidden panel opens up and a turret drops out, taking a shot at you for a natural 20.
Shut up!
Oh no.
Dr. Prey's like tucking the serums of healing into his jacket. It's like, yes, these will definitely be handy later. Just hears gunshots and it's like, oh, they'll be handy right now.
And it just open fires on you with a series of projectile rounds doing 8 points of damage.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah, that was a terrible crit.
Only half of my stamina points are gone, but whatever.
Do we want to roll for a quick initiative, or do we just want to flavor this as all like who wants to do a thing?
It definitely got the jump, so I got to go first.
Yep.
I'm gonna take a shot at it and then move back through one of the open doorways, like into the bathroom, maybe. Right.
Yeah. Make me an attack roll.
So I've got my frostbite class 0 rifle out. 17 versus EAC.
That will hit.
6 points of cold damage.
Nice. And you see the cold splash over it, and some of the gears slow for a while before resuming. You get the feeling that it's reloading.
Then he's going to move back 5, 10, 15, 20, and grab cover in the bathroom.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in the corpse room.
Meanwhile, in the courtroom, you have heard these gunfire go off, and Dr. Callum and Z, what would you like to do?
Nikon, are you shooting things over there?
There's another turret popped out of the ceiling panel.
No. Why does that still work? Half the doors in this place are broken, the toilets are flushing blood, and the only thing that works is the sodding turret. Oh dear, I don't suppose you can hack it and shut it off remotely, can you?
Nope.
Don't suppose you can shoot it a lot for it?
I've already tried.
Whereabouts is it in relation to that open way?
It is down the corridor. You can just make it out. It's sticking out the ceiling over... I'm not on the right tool to spout
Okay.
that. So you could probably jump out and get a line of sight on it.
There you go. I've annotated it. Artistic.
Who's next?
We're not actually in the initiative.
Yeah, so I don't... This shouldn't last long, so...
It's one of you two.
Yeah, one of you two do a thing.
Who would win? Three of the most highly basically trained Starfinders versus one turret. Dr. Prey is going to pull that one random shuriken that he had out of his pocket and was like, well, we know these break things on the ship, and I'm going to try and lob it at the turret.
Okay, go for it.
I
that-
don't actually have the specs for the shurikens. So.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that close enough? Because the shuriken's not.
Yeah, make a throw attack first of all, which is strength
Yeah,
based.
it's, I have +1 to thrown attacks, so that's all of. That's my third 12. I'm getting lots of 12s today. 12 plus 1, 13 total.
It's close, but it ricochets off the ceiling harmlessly before it hits a turret.
Well, fuck. I'm out of ideas, and that was my only shuriken.
You can see it lying in the corridor. You can go pick it up if you want.
I can't. Someone's put a turret there.
Yeah, the doctor isn't daft at least. Z, what would you like to do?
I don't know if my pulsecaster pistol will do anything to it. But
I mean, it won't hurt to try.
this is true. So I will give that a try. Uh, 13 plus 3, 16.
And that will hit.
Okay. One point of damage.
And you can see this electricity just start arcing around inside this turret construction, and it starts to give off these faint wisps of smoke.
Oh, good. Do that again.
Yes.
Nikon?
The turret doesn't want to go?
No, because it can't. I'm assuming that both Z and the doc have ducked behind cover again.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just shooting from this door. Shooting
From the doorway.
Throwing
Yeah.
from this doorway.
So, who is going to go first in the second round? By the way, you're probably going to get shot because the turret is going to shoot whoever comes in range first.
I guess I'll do that.
Yep, okay.
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, like here. I think it should be able to see me from there, and eye it.
Yep, and it takes a shot off at you for a 13 to hit KAC.
KAC does not hit.
You're moving just a little bit too fast for its now partially frozen, partially burnt systems, and it just tracks that moment too short as the bullets trail behind you.
And from he runs across the hall, slides up against the door frame to the engine room, lifts up the rifle and shoots for a 12 versus EAC.
That will hit.
Okay. For 5 points of cold damage.
Okay. And I'm assuming you duck into the engine room.
I can't move anymore because I moved
Okay.
and then attacked.
Yep. Oh yes, Starfinder rules.
No attack, move, attack. Unless we're in second edition, but whatever.
Oh, you got the feet to do it.
Mm.
All right. So, Doctor.
Dr. Prey is going to lean out of the doorway. How much health has Nikon lost at this point?
None.
Okay. Oh, well, you seem to be doing a absolutely bang up job.
I'm a little winded.
Yeah. He's going to try and make it from this doorway to this room. How do attacks of opportunity work when your opponent's a turret?
Attacks of opportunity are only melee based.
Yeah. Okay, he's going to try and just sneak across to there without getting shot.
Yep, that happens without incident. Basically, I'm rolling it. It's the first target that it sees on the top of the round. It shoots at.
Well, here I am in the blood and poop room. At least I'm not in the corpse room anymore, so it's progress, I guess. He's looking around for things to throw at it because he doesn't have any weapons that can damage it. So
Your needle pistol can do something, can't it?
yeah, but I only have 12 rounds for that. I need most of them to inject into the other two to keep them alive.
We
so-
gotta get you a better gun.
I'm level 2. Be nice. He is a fledgling Dr. Rex.
Z with an energy weapon, where the shots are just, recharge the battery.
Show off.
I think I will move up here and take another shot at it. Nat 20 plus 3.
Yes.
That'll do it.
So how do critical hits work in Starfinder?
Roll the damage and then double it.
Plus any specials if you have them for your weapon.
You won't get specials on ranged attacks until level 3, unfortunately.
So
I
that will
love
be
how the two
two.
rolls are nat 20 and then nat 1.
Yeah.
Immediately after each other. Following up from an earlier nat 1 as well. And I thought my physical dice were cursed.
But yes, with this critical, however, and it being of a mechanical construct, it's actually vulnerable to electricity damage. So that's actually a nat 1 for 4 points of damage.
Ooh.
As this arcs out, and it just, it seems to be cascading within it, and sparks are flying around, and it just keeps going as more and more melt as the turret starts to droop down and appears to be disabled.
Yeah, pokes his head out. So, oh yes, well done.
I guess
No.
when we plug that extra battery in, the bridge may be repowered some of the security systems.
Yes. The fact that the security system's set up to kill everyone isn't overly
Well, we're not registered as
inspiring.
crewmates.
But we are registered as Starfinders. You'd think there'd be an exception to that sort of thing. He's muttering as he walks towards the locked door with this probable zombie in it.
The ship was old. I mean, it seemed like it was from a long time ago, I think. No, less than a year ago.
Yeah, it's only been a few months, essentially, since the Scoured Stars incident.
Yeah.
But we've only been Starfinders for, like, less than that.
You've been Starfinders for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Which I think means soon we get to upgrade from newbie to very inexperienced. Right. Well, there's nothing for it. We're going to have to go into the spooky door. Dr. Prey's going to bang on the door and it's like, zombie ghosts, if you're in there, stop it.
And all you hear in return is another guttural scream.
Oh boy.
No, it's definitely still awake.
Well, of course it's awake. Somebody just banged on the door. So you're going into the forward room, unlocking it?
We should, but I don't
so.
want to.
No. But we should.
We should.
But we should.
Okay, I see that the doctor's backed up so that, Z can
Yeah, so
open
after
the
you.
door.
Oh. Oh, this is nice.
The signs of struggle are visible throughout this room. A single bed in the northwest corner of this chamber is torn and its comforter halfway on the floor. A nearby bed, table, and desk are in similar disarray, covered with shattered glass and hunks of broken ceramics. A pool of blood covers the southern floor adjacent to this chamber's entry point. You can see that there is a suit of armor upright in this room. There is a corpse inside of it, desiccated, but also flittering inside that corpse is this ghostly figure that, now that it sees you, screams and presses itself up against this force field.
Ah, it was zombie ghosts.
This force field flickers as this creature presses itself up against it, but does not approach. You look down and can see that this suit of armor is wired into another starship battery.
Oh. That little
Hey.
puzzle.
Well, that is a conundrum. We need the battery, but the battery seems to be keeping for what I'm going to call a zombie ghost, for lack of better terminology, is keeping it from going mad and ripping all our limbs off. And I like my limbs. Good grief, it's ugly. I mean, I'm not one to judge, but good grief.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it's trapped for now. What do
For
you
now.
Yeah, we want that battery though.
reckon? We want the
Unless you
battery.
want to go turning off life support and gravity to I guess we only need to turn off life support or gravity, or are they both?
No, it's basically you've got 3 battery chambers. One is life support, gravity. The other is the door to the mess hall, and the third one is a door to the bridge.
Got it. Shit.
Here's a thought. What if we turned off the force field in that other room that's been smashed in? You guys go wait in the bathrooms, close the door, I'll turn off the force field that's stopping it from moving around, and then we'll just let it get vented out the airlock.
You know that an incorporeal object is not likely to be vented. The air would rush out. It wouldn't react to this being depressurized.
Yeah, and even then it would just fly back in.
No, that is true. It's a ghost. I forgot about the ghost half. Well, failing that, you can hit it with your glow stick of destiny until it dies.
I think that's. I think that might be the move.
We're gonna have to
think
hit it with
so.
glow stick of destiny until it dies, aren't we?
All right.
So yes, feel free to position yourselves in this room. We'll say for the sake of argument that the starship battery is over in this corner. Who is going to
which corner?
this lower left corner?
Okay.
Doctor, you turn off the field, and Z and I will be near the thing. I need to be at least 5 feet away so that I can shoot without provoking.
Okay.
And Z's gonna be up close and personal.
Well, get yourselves ready in that, and say when, and I'll disconnect the battery.
All right. When?
Okay, 3, 2. Don't rip my limbs off. Pulls off. the
Roll
table.
for initiative.
Rolling for initiative.
Yep.
23.
16.
18. Not bad for a +1.
So what was that, Doctor?
16. 11 plus 5.
Okay. And Z, you will be up first.
Okay.
Could you make me a check of some variety, a will saving throw, please?
Okay.
As this force field essentially evaporates as the power is cut, you can now, all of you, feel this force just trying to encroach on your minds.
Wait, stop that.
Oh, 4 plus 3, so 7.
All right. You are confused. Could you make me a D100 roll?
Three.
Bum. While I am looking up the list for what happens when people get confused, you get to act normally.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna hit it with the glow stick of destiny then.
Hey!
You can always try to trick it
Right.
too.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the trick attack. So
Yep.
that's going to be a bluff roll, I think.
Glow stick of destiny.
That's its name now. So for bluff, I've got 13.
That is unfortunately not a success on a trick attack.
Oh shit.
Okay, so just regular attack then.
Yep.
Sorry, just a second. It's not letting me scroll.
you slam into the side of.
Something seems to be wrong with the above roll.
Yeah, something is.
What you've done there is you've
Uh,
rolled a cocked dice in a digital game.
No, because there's 2 plus signs.
18.
18. I'll take the second one. That is a hit.
Okay.
As you slam this force baton into the side of basically the armor, the body, and the ghost. The armor and body just fall away as you see this ghost fully reveal itself now, standing there as it also slams into the side of that.
So my regular tactical baton does 1d4 plus 1. So is it the same with this one?
Yes.
Okay. 3.
All right, that is 3 points of damage against this thing. It's a start. All right. It is now its turn, having rolled a 19 on initiative, and you have just hit it. So it is going to try and take a attack at you, Z, and it is going to roll a 16 KAC.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and it is going to be a 9 points of slashing damage as these claws just phase through your armor and rip and tear at your flesh underneath your armor.
So 9 points of damage to
Stamina first, and then when you're out of stamina, it'll be your hit points.
Oh yeah. It didn't. Your flesh is fine. It's just stamina.
It's just a scratch. Go up. I'll let you know when you're actually going to die.
All right, and it is going to step there because why not? Let's screw up the ranged person's attacks.
I was gonna do a full attack.
Yeah, well, you can still do a full attack if you're willing to take the attack of opportunity. If not, step away. Nikon, it is your turn.
I will take a 5-foot step this way because it moved up.
Oh, sorry. Could you make me a will saving throw?
Yes,
as this thing is trying to encroach on your mind.
Get out of my mind.
Get out of my mind, Charles.
That's an 11.
That is a failure. Could you make me a D100 roll?
A 2.
You get to act normally. What is with your rolls, people?
So yeah, he takes a 5-foot step backwards to the left, aiming down, like turns on the cryo gun, so it like zooms and like the sort of cold mist starts to come off of it. But he's wearing gloves, so it's okay. You know, he's in his full armor, and he'll just look down the barrel and shoot at it. Natural 20.
Nice.
And I'm gonna double my D8.
Do you say something cool?
No, I think he's just really focused. You know
You
what?
don't need to double the damage because, I'll just halve it again. No offense.
Oh shit! Yep. Oh, but that's still 8.
That is a good solid hit
Yeah.
on it.
So he doesn't say anything cool, but he stays cold.
Oh.
Well, as long as we don't get to the chill out jokes, then I'm sure.
I
we'll be fine.
watched the old Batman with George Clooney versus the.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Freeze.
So I am all the way up to here with jokes about the cold. So.
The thing is, the whole chill out thing comes from Arnold Schwarzenegger in Running Man.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, if you watch The Running Man, there's a bad guy in that who's ice thing. I can't really.
Sounds like we got an Arnold buff.
All right, next over is the Good Doctor.
So this is difficult because I have nothing that can hit this. So He's
So
gonna
one
run
of
off.
the things you can do is harrying fire and covering fire.
That is
What
true.
you're doing for harrying fire and covering fire is you're aiming for a DC of an AC of 15, and if you succeed, if you're doing harrying fire, it will provide your allies with a +2 to hit on their next attack. If you provide covering fire, it will give your ally that you designate a +2 to their AC on the monster's next attack.
Ooh, yes, covering fire.
But before you do all of that, could you make me a will saving throw?
I was waiting for you to ask that because I get a +2 to all mind effect rolls because robot privilege. So, so not 20.
There you go.
+2, plus will, which is where is this will? Where is this will actually?
It's fine. You have succeeded. This encroaching force on your mind, you are resilient to it, and you cannot be affected by this for the next 24 hours.
Hey,
Well,
robot
I
privilege.
forgot that I had that too. But I don't think it would have helped me because I rolled really low.
Yeah, you rolled low enough that it wouldn't have affected it. And then you rolled really low in your D100 check, so
Yeah.
didn't really do anything.
Yeah, he's gonna hoist the battery in one hand and pull out his needler rifle with the other. And I'm going to lay down covering fire specifically for Z.
Yep.
Because she's closer. Or they're closer. So, yeah, that thing I said.
Yeah, just roll you to hit.
It's 15 on the dice.
That will do it.
Hey.
Sorry, were you going to say something?
I was going to say something cool. I've lost it.
Oh, sorry.
Nevertheless.
So Z, for the next round, you have a +2 to your AC.
Okay.
It is the top of the. Oh, sorry, Doctor, are you finished?
I was debating moving, so I might move to here because he's going to carry the battery with him and see if we can get power to more of the ship. Just in case there's a whole box full of things that kill ghosts in the bridge for emergency use only.
Radio.
You think they would have used that already?
Well, they're all dead, so maybe they didn't get time.
So yeah, you move, and Z, you're up top of the second round. Could you make me your will saving throw?
Yes.
Don't forget your +2 robot privilege. As you feel again, it's a chaotic swirl of mental force trying to push its way in, but now you've had a little while to experience this. You have now shielded your mind against it, and
22.
you cannot be affected for the next 24 hours. I am so annoyed if this confusion aura does nothing to you guys. Because I played in this fight once and spent the entire time hitting myself in the face with my own gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a bluff attack on it.
Yep. Let's see if we can get the trick off this time.
21.
That unfortunately is not a success.
Oh no. Wow.
The DC for the trick attack starts at 20.
Yeah, it starts at 20, and essentially
okay.
I'm adding on the creature's CR rating.
Right.
So
When
that gives
the
a little bit
23
away.
didn't work. I was like, oh shit.
All right. So
now
yeah, just another normal
regular
attack.
14.
That is a success.
Okay. And the damage will be 2.
So another 2 points of damage. Nice. Starting to look a little rough around the edges as, you can see its incorporeal form just starting to fade and distort around the edges. Is there anything else you would like to do, Z?
I think that's it for now.
All right. As you are hitting it with the force weapon, it is going to concentrate on trying to hit you for a 25 to hit.
Yeah. That does it.
Luckily this time it's significantly less damage at a 5 points of slashing damage.
Well, that's all my stamina.
Yeah, you weren't using it anyway, don't worry about it. Alright, and that is going to be its turn as we move over to Nikon.
Okay.
Could you make me a will saving throw?
I got a 12.
God damn it, you succeed. You're no longer going to be effective for the next 12 hours. How is it that you guys did not punch yourselves in the face?
We're, respect to your character.
Very lucky.
But we're just different.
We're built different, that's all.
You're competent, apparently. The thing is, it made for some good character choices, because after this scenario, they leveled up and got a thing that allowed them just to shunt off any mental effect over to their exocortex.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very good narratively, but god dang it. Alright, sorry, Nikon, carry on.
Nikon will lift up the, sort of shaking off that confusion aura, will lift up his frost rifle and just lay in a full attack. Gone fishing. 13 versus EAC.
That will hit.
And a 5 will not hit.
No, that will not.
But so that first one, 8 points of damage. 4 points of damage.
Okie dokie.
It's something.
It is something. And you are getting there. It is looking more desperate than when you found it. But it is just trying to viciously strike out at thee and consume their life essence. It's wasted on the living, apparently. That's a full round action from Nikon, so it's over to the good doctor for your turn.
I suppose I'll lay down the other kind of fire, harrying fire, then. And then, no, it's a 3 on the dice.
That unfortunately doesn't.
Yeah, even if we can add. Yeah, no, it's a total of 7. So.
Yep, you needed to get that up to a 15, I'm afraid.
No, just pulls his gun out again, aims it at a thing, and just goes into the ceiling instead. Well, shit.
And he doesn't seem to be as taken aback by this sudden spray of needles coming at it. It just phases through it without phasing it.
Fucking ghosts.
All right.
He says, grabbing the battery, and he's probably going to take the battery out down the corridor a bit.
All right. And it's back up to the top of the round with Z. The good doctor has abandoned you.
I'll come back. If they're both adults, they'll be fine.
I'm thinking on the next round, if Nikon leaves the room, I can just throw a shock grenade in here and yeah, just go through the door, throw a shock grenade behind me.
I can start moving on my turn.
Okay, yeah. So for now, I'll just hit it with the glow stick. With a sneak attack first.
Yep.
Or trick attack.
Trick attack. Trick attack. Trick attack.
27.
Ooh.
That is a success.
I'll
Yeah,
just
all
chant
right.
that every time.
So I get the D4 plus 1, so that's 5, and then I get an extra D4 for the trick attack.
Yep.
But don't forget to do the actual attack first.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
It is flat-footed, so
Sorry, it is flat-footed. It's slightly easier to hit.
7.
7.
Not that easy, huh?
Yeah, it's easier. I didn't say that it was easy.
So just the 5 points then.
Unfortunately, none of the damage hits. It's the very rough thing about being an operative is like if you don't make both rolls, nothing happens.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm going to use this knowledge to screw with our operative during our next game, because I'm pretty sure they don't do that.
yep.
Oh, I hope Sliper's watching.
So yeah, I think I'll go with a shock grenade next round.
Okay.
All right, if we get to the next round, it is going to try to attack you again.
Oh god, careful Z!
And that is an 11 to hit.
That does not hit.
KSC.
Mm.
So, just as much as you've managed to catch it off guard with your potential trick attack, your very fluid motion as it comes to strike out at you, it just fails to connect. And it is over to Nikon.
I'll start off with a shot from the rifle. Natural 1.
That will miss.
So, and then I'll walk 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just to give Z some space to run.
Hello, Nikon. Is it dead yet?
Nope, but Zykon's got a plan. Not Zykon. Z.
Zykon! Oh, you didn't tell me you're having kids. That's lovely.
That's actually our couple
to the
name.
pair of you.
Yeah, that's our fanfiction name.
I meant to make an announcement, but yeah, Z and I. Anyway, Z's got a plan.
From inside the room, Z hears Z just, it's not true.
Yeah, they'll deny it, but we went on one day. I'm feeling pretty optimistic.
Yeah. Too late. Dr. Prey already ships it now.
All right, Doc, you're up.
I'm gonna hold action because we're gonna blow bits of the ship up and all that.
Okay. Z, it is your turn.
If I move away from it, does that provoke an opportunity attack? Is that a Starfinder thing?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Yes, unless you take a specific action. which I
Guarded
think-
guarded step is the one you can do without
Or
provoking an
withdraw, but
opportunity.
your plan requires getting provoked.
Yeah, a withdraw is a full round action.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. But about the best thing that you can do is take a 5-foot step away from it.
Okay.
What's the radius on a shock grenade?
This has a range of 20 feet. I don't know what the...
Shock grenade.
It is
15
a 15-foot explode for
Okay.
1d8. So you could take a 5-foot step away and throw it towards the, the opposite wall,
Yeah.
and then you'll be out of the blast zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could just move, you could drop it at your feet and walk out of the room.
Like a boss.
But it will get an attack of opportunity on you.
But you'll look like a absolute.
I think
fucking
I'll
legend.
risk it. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll drop it at my feet and walk out of the room.
All right. It goes
Backwards
to-
while giving it the fingers like this.
Yeah.
That is a 23 to hit
It hits.
for 5 points of damage.
It's worth it.
Mhm.
As you just, pull the pin, drop the grenade, and saunter out of the room. Just as you get outside of the blast zone, because it's cool, it goes off, and it will make a reflex saving throw. I'm trying to remember how grenades work. That's a natural one, so it failed. So roll me 1d8. It's a shot grenade one, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, so 1d8.
5.
5. It is still halved, but you hear this unearthly scream as your grenade goes off.
Yeah.
Now do you look back into the room at the explosion?
Yes, now I will. Now I'll look back.
You look back into the room and the creature is no more.
Yay!
Very
Cool
nice.
guys don't look at explosions, but they do check out the aftermath.
Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Prey peeks his head out the door. Like, oh, jolly good, he's dead.
Although Dr. Prey does also notice that Z is looking a little bit worse for wear.
I would very much appreciate
is a point.
some healing at this point.
What flavour of healing would you like? I have a full selection at this point. You can have this serum, or I can offer you a field dressing, or I can offer you a basic boost. There's a whole range of selection here. I also have the wine menu.
What kind of pusher are you?
No, he is going to hit, with Z's permission, Z with a serum of healing, which I realised I don't have the specs for.
A
but
1d8.
1d8. 1d8 serum of healing. Go gadget, being a doctor. 4.
So I get 4 hit points back.
Yeah. But it takes you to 15 out of 16, which
Yeah.
by his approach is good enough.
Very good.
And I
Thank
also highly recommend that you take this opportunity to maybe, examine this room. Take 10 minutes to do so. While you all recover your stammers. I would just like to take a moment to... What was your objective here again?
We wanted to find out what was going from the other side of the door. And
We
we've done that.
need to see what happened to the crew of the Struggle Scholar and retrieve the coordinates for Seguro's ward.
That is a good point. We did have a mission when we got here, didn't we?
So you're here to find what you know, or what the ship has in its logs about Seguro's bulwark. It is also a Kasathan ship who have certain funerary rites, which is to retrieve either
that's it.
bodies thereof or the personal effects of
Okay.
the crew to return to the Idari.
Hmm.
Just figured I'd remind you of that, because, you kind of threw the android body parts back into the box you found it in.
Oh, that is
That's
true.
true.
But that was because they were creepy as fuck.
But we are also on a time limit because of the.
You are
etheric
also on a
storm.
time limit because of the etheric storm out in space. But now that you're just refreshed on what it is that you're doing here,
Yeah.
I will let you all carry on.
So what happened to the monster? Did it just vanish in a puff of undead, or?
Well, nobody saw it, but it did sort of like, discombobulate and, fade back into the ether.
Okay. Well, that wasn't a member of the crew, I hope. So we don't have to grab any bits of that. Yeah, Dr. Z's going to take a quick look around. Dr. Z? Dr. Prey is going to take a quick look around the room.
Are we shipping the Doctor and Z
Yeah.
now?
Wow.
Well, shit.
As you take a look around this room, you can see that the armor is a battle harnessed. It is severely damaged, but could still be worn. And it has an armor upgrade, which is a purple force field.
He immediately looks over to Nikon and Z. He's like, well, it's got a dead guy in it, but I think you could probably rip that bit off and make it useful to yourself.
I'm pretty sure the armor might count as like personal effect.
No, that is true. Oh, but it's so heavy.
I'm not too keen on putting that on. The upgrade
No, neither am I.
looks
Yeah,
nice.
it's very unhygienic.
But it does feel like stealing from the dead.
It's recovering.
Which
you
is,
know.
it's fine. I'm totally okay with taking stuff off of people I've killed that were trying to attack me. But this was an innocent Starfinder who was killed by some monster.
Yeah, it was a second-hand attack, I think.
I'm good. He puts his hand.
Fair enough.
Could you make me a perception check, everybody?
That's 8 plus perception 7, 8, 16, 15 total.
7 for Nikon.
Z?
That is 17.
Z, you notice that there is storage chambers hidden almost on the skirt of the captain's bed.
Yeah, I'll move over there and have a look.
You open it up and you can see several of the captain's personal effects along with a cred stick.
We should take these.
Oh, that
should
counts as a
return
body.
That counts as personal effects.
Yeah. And we don't have to drag him away here.
But yes, just in case I forget, that cred stick is worth 500 credits.
Good to know. I'm gonna check the door across the hall, hoping there's nothing.
10 more force ghosts. Just wall-to-wall force ghosts. Yeah, that just sounds eminently sensible. Let's take a look.
Which room is this? This is this room. 4 beds fill the most of this tidy crew quarters. Each bed is neatly made, with the predominant item placed atop its center. Above the beds are tightly sealed storage compartments. A single-tier metal shelf curves around the southwestern wall, its surface pristine but entirely empty.
There's
Well,
items placed on the
What are the bed
beds.
things? I suppose they're a cherished personal effect of each member of the crew, are they?
Make me culture checks.
I'm not trained.
Oh, I am.
am I?
15 plus 7, so...
Good.
That'll do it. That'll be 22.
Yeah.
20.
You both realize this, that items placed atop of beds are each part of the Kasatha tradition for those who are making a journey for which they do not expect to return. The crew members left personal items on each of their beds as gift to those who survived them and to continue to create future history.
Yes! No corpse dragging! Excellent. Yeah, Z's gonna just pack all 4 of them into a bag so they've got something to give back to their family / significant others.
On one of the beds, you find an electronic scale model of the Idari slowly rotating in the air above a smooth stand.
Ah, it's very pretty. I mean, it's out of date, but it's very pretty.
Another bed holds a personal datapad flashing with a low battery warning.
I think I have an extra battery.
Yeah, that one might be worth investigating, just in case they happen to record and here's everything that's happened up until the point where I was murdered right now. And then I'm assuming maybe it'll end there.
You quickly wire up a replacement battery to the datapad.
Let me hack into this.
Oh.
It's not locked.
Oh. Anything? Just looking at most recent log. Is there anything of interest?
It would appear there is.
Yep.
Look over there, it's got records in it.
So Nikon's looking at it. He's plugged in an extra battery, and you can see the sort of soft blue light emanating the glass, emanating and lighting up the glass on his helmet. There's a weird you can see the reflection of the datapad covering his face on the helmet. Record 1. I'm worried about Yato. These are Telu's logs.
But you had to pronounce it.
Telu? Teliu?
Roll another culture check.
Record 1. I am worried about Yato. She's furious about what happened at the bulwark and seems to be withdrawing more and more. She didn't even attend this morning's spar. Instead, I battled against Blue Sky 101, who is a skilled opponent but lacks the same vitality and understanding of honor. Thought Yato would at least work some of her anger out by taking baton to Bot. Perhaps it is her youth getting the better of her. I'll give her a few days to restore her balance. Record 2. The loss of Yato is unbearable, and to make matters worse, the damage to the ship was more extensive than we thought. The captain sent out a distress beacon in the drift, but it is too dangerous to stay in this minefield. Those explosive asteroids. So we have returned to the material plane. When we return to the Idari, I hope the Adada will accept Yato's body and grant me dispensation to query her soul. I'd like to speak with her one last time and ask her why she was in the cargo hold when we were hit. For now, I've shrouded her body and placed it in the sparring chamber. Did we see a body in there? We did.
Oh, we saw
Yes.
android parts.
That was in the crushed room.
Yeah, so the crushed room had dismembered cyborg parts in it.
But the sparring room, no, there was no sign of Yamato's body.
Record 3. At first, I thought it was a dream, a nightmare. I walked into the sparring room, and there was Yato. It changed. She swung at me from across the room, but I felt her hand rip through me as though I were made of paper. I tried to subdue her with the sparring equipment, but my blows simply passed through her. It took all of us armed with force batons to eventually lure her into the captain's quarters, where the captain sacrificed herself to trap Yato, or whatever she has become, within her suit's force field. Ah, the purple...
Yeah.
Got it. Keela has rigged one of the ship's batteries to amplify the field and keep the creature contained, but we may soon be faced with fighting this thing for our lives. Final record. As our forebears faced the dimming of Kasath's sun, so do we know that our ship's power reserves near their end. Braska has encrypted our ship's log, and tonight we will gather in the mess to partake of our final meal. Ugh, it's all messy in there. Messy's not even... Anyway, we've placed our sacred items atop our beds as tradition requires. I hope those items, as well as something of the captain, our pilot, and even Blue Sky 101, find a safe return to the Idari should we not. Elora to guide us. Till you, Davade Mord of Clan Ferris, House Elwood, Truth Keeper of the Ferris Stone.
Okay, well, I suppose it solves how many crew members there are aboard. So there's the 4 in here, the captain, their pilot, and Blue Sky 101. Which I think we can account for all of them, because we've got these 4 crew members, their person effects are here. We can get the android's parts from that crate. We can pull something off the captain, and... Oh, especially the captain's the only one that's a difficulty, because...
Well, you've already gathered the captain's personal effects.
Yeah, we found those.
Yeah. No, yeah. I think we've got something from all of them.
We need something for the pilot and Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Alongside the data pad, you find a ceremonial Idari force baton, engraved with lengthy lineage and titles of its owners.
Okay.
Force button. Where were you earlier?
On the 4th bed is an elegantly bound copy of the book Customs of Kasath, a gift traditionally given to Kasatha who have just completed the Tempering, a coming-of-age ritual. The nameplate inside identifies this copy as belonging to Yato.
Okay. Oh, jolly good. Okay. So...
Nestled inside its cover is a leased proton crystal, which is of absolutely no use to you guys, as nobody's a Solarian, but it's in there.
It is pretty, though. Look at that. Okay,
So what happened to Yato then? It sounded like did something affect her?
That was the ghost.
Yeah, so Yato became a zombie ghost, for want of a better term. Attacked the rest of the crew. Keela trapped Yotto inside the captain's suit of armor, which is how we found it with badges in it. And then 2 of the Kasatha exploded separately.
Yeah, that part we don't know yet.
Or maybe they did that to themselves rather than face the horrific space death. Oh no, they were torn apart. So when were they torn apart?
It couldn't have been because they all trapped.
Yeah, so they trapped the.
They trapped the
the
ghost in the
captain.
captain's body.
Yes, and at that point they were all still alive, and then at some point after that, 2 of the Kasathans became a puddle in the galley area,
And then Blue Sky was ripped apart.
and Blue Sky was also ripped apart.
So that's because I don't know. I'm assuming their pilot slept in here as well, and maybe the android didn't have a bed.
Yeah. Okay, no.
Anyway,
Well, I suppose the only other thing we can do is go to the bridge,
right.
which hopefully we'll be able to access now. Actually, no, nothing's changed, has it? We still can't access that unless the power.
Well, we have the battery.
Mhm.
Oh, we do have a spare battery now. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, so you'll take a moment to go into the engine room and hook up this additional battery. And, you know, the ship comes to life just a little bit more. You assume now that the door to the bridge is powered.
I put my rifle away. Hope there aren't any more ghosts.
As you approach the bridge, the corpses to the side of a door start to wriggle and swirl.
Damn.
You stop that right now.
What are you doing to get them to stop that right now?
Well, I have an incendiary grenade, and I'm not afraid to use it. I mean, the other
Okay.
2 should be afraid of me using it, but I'm not afraid to use it.
That is not quite enough. Is anybody else doing anything immediately? Going once.
I'll pull out my
Go.
rifle
Idea
and,
what's-
and full round into them.
All right. And Z, did you say you were doing something?
I don't quite know what I can do.
Then you don't have to do anything. I'm just asking.
Okay.
Could everybody make me a reflex saving throw as these corpses burst open and larvae spew out, covering your
God.
bodies and trying to crawl into your skin?
Fun.
Ah!
Six.
Leave my limbs alone! 14 plus reflex.
That's a
plus one,
success.
15 total.
23.
That is a success.
And a 6 for me.
That is not a success.
No, you're the only biological one. You're the only one with skin.
Don't tell me they're rock grubs.
So those that saved, which is Z and the Doctor, you take 3 points of piercing damage. Nikon, you take 6 points of piercing damage and 2 points of constitution damage.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Was 6
Ow.
points of piercing damage?
6 piercing, 2 constitution.
How do I edit my thing?
That's not good.
Oh, there we go.
My
How
Euro
many
lapse.
-3?
I don't know how Hero Lab works.
I'm just doing some ability score damage so that I can see it'll update everything.
Yep.
Oh. And worst of all, my clothes are now ruined. You know, I got this cape back on Ackerton. I'm very fond of it, and now look at it. Bits of dead Kasathan all over it.
You look over at Nikon and he looks super pale and maybe a little green even.
But traumatized for life.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry about your outfit.
The door to the bridge is now powered now.
Swings and roundabouts.
The reaction that I was looking for, by the way, is the trap. To disable the trap, you need to stomp on the corpses.
Oh, jeez.
That's just disrespectful.
The only big noticeable difference is that my stamina points are maxed out. They're lowered by 2.
Yeah.
But I guess I call my fort saves. We'll see how this goes.
That's absolutely fucking disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to get into the bridge where the smell
And
is.
I love it.
All right. And he sort of brushes off the rest of the larvae.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope that's the last surprise.
Oh, jolly good. The cabin's full of blood. Just blood everywhere.
The ship's bridge is alight with red warning screens. The nearing ethereal storm looms beyond the forward viewing platform, while the ship's failing power causes each station's panel to flicker intermittently. A battered captain's chair oversees 2 tiers of descending operation panels. You can see now you've probably got less than half an hour before the storm overruns your position.
On the one hand, that's not good. On the other hand, fuck this ship in particular. So, he's going to go up to the window, look out a bit, nod. So, yep, that's terrible. And then he's going to go over to the computer and see if he can download the information that we need to get.
Well, I would like you to stay at that forward viewing position. Because, you know...
I'm now nervous.
It would be Starfinder if terrible things didn't happen. Could everybody make perception checks?
8 dice, please.
I am going to swap dice because these dice are being vicious.
I got an
8
8.
and 7. Yeah, I got an 8 as well, plus 7, which is 15.
I got a 10.
Oh god.
None of you notice in a particularly darkened chair, as there's no lights, there is a body of a Kasatha. What you more importantly don't notice is that their torso is pretty much been hollowed out, and there is a creature sat within that, as the doctor moves to the front and peers out the front of the ship, it raises a gun and shoots a doctor.
Shit!
You bastard!
Well, you'll be glad that I changed my dice, because on their roll for stealth, they got a natural 20.
Oh.
On the roll to shoot the doctor in the back, they got a natural 1.
Shoot the view screen instead, breaking the window and killing us all. Actually, no, not us all, just Nikon.
My helmet's on.
Not even Nikon.
As this thing has now moved, and you can now see it. You can see the creature in all its glory.
Nope. Good
Whoa.
grief.
Don't like
What
that.
the fuck are you?
Like a demon?
What the fuck are you and why were you inside a crew member?
It is a small creature. So it is, not particularly large. And we are going to roll initiative. If you wish to know what
how much damage did I take, from being shot?
None, because it rolled a natural 1.
Oh, it's fully missed. Yeah.
It fully missed. It lined up the shot and everything from a position of stealth and just totally whiffed it.
Well, that's what you get for being unsportsmanly.
Mm-hmm.
You'd expect better from a thing that was living inside a Kasathan.
I got 12 on initiative.
Okay. 12 Nikon
2.
and Doctor.
24.
You actually go first. I
Yeah.
rolled a 19
Improved initiative.
and thought that I was going to go first.
I just love that. I just add like stupid large amounts to my initiative. It's great. I need to give this to my main like Starfinder character.
What is
But
it
yeah.
for your initiative modifier?
It's +5 to everything.
Nice. All right, so Doctor, as you're gazing out at this storm and thinking, oh well, we probably need to get a move on. Let's get down to business. This plasma shot whistles past your ear and just splashes onto the panel as it, this plasma heat just warms the air in front of you. You turn around and see this creature sort of like crawling out of this Kasathan body. What would you like to do?
I'd like to scream, and then I'm going to.
Screaming is a free action.
He screams and then he looks at it. And he's like, "Hold on a minute, you're not a ghost." And he's going to plant his needle right and shoot it because it started it. It's a total of 13 on the dice plus. Oh no, I forgot to write my base attack. So I've got a separate sheet I normally use for actually doing damage to things. Plus 3. Yeah, so 13 plus 3, 16 total to hit.
That will hit.
Damage is. Sorry, it's been so long since I've actually got to hit something with my gun that I'm going to go back to it.
I'm just reading the modifications for what to do with the party. Isn't a party of 6? And it's
Is
like,
it drunk?
It is not drunk. But one thing that you might be curious to know, it doesn't affect this party, so I'll say it, is like its spell resistance has been dropped by 4.
Okay, gods. Spell resistance of a level 2 party. Great.
Yeah, that was what it's like. Damn, that thing's got spell resistance, and it dropped by 4.
1d6. It's 2 damage.
Alright then.
It's more than none damage, so I'll take it.
Yeah, you hit it, which is more than it managed to do. It is now its turn.
So as my movement, I'm going to duck as well, so I'm behind this console.
Yep. Sounds good. It is going to toss the gun to one side, clamber over the back of the chair and move towards Nikon.
Okay.
And it is going to attempt to bite you.
Do it.
No, don't say that. It'll do it.
Bite
It's
me.
crazy.
All right, that's a.
Just because you're 60% metal doesn't mean you're not 40% flesh.
22 to hit KAC.
That hits.
All right, could you make me a fortitude saving throw?
Oh, my con was just lower. Okay, still a 13.
You're cutting it closer, but it is a success as you feel this bite and this poison dripping into you, and you feel the area stiffen, but with your constitution you manage to shake it off and are unaffected. You still get 3
ice cream and a really nice time.
9 points of piercing damage.
Ooh,
No.
that's 1 point into my HP.
That's not what I guessed at all.
Okay.
All right, and that is their turn. So next up we have Z.
Right. Gonna try a bluff attack with our trick attack with my pulse caster. So
So that bluff, that is
16.
unfortunately a failure, I'm afraid.
Okay. Then just my regular attack.
That unfortunately. Oh wait. Hold the phone. No, that is unfortunately miss. But only just.
Oh, it was only just. I'll do something about that later.
All right. And are you moving at all?
No, I'll stay where I am.
Rightio. And Nikon, you've been caught off guard with this. First of all, the shot out of nowhere, and then this creature has just run up and bit you in the neck. And yeah, it is now your turn.
I'm gonna take a 5-foot step, and as I do, he pulls the Doshko from his back, the sort of triangle axe, Vescarium axe, and we'll just go ahead and friggin' swing into this thing, trying to lay into it. With a 7, just whiffs and misses it. It dodges completely out of the way.
Yeah, you're not used to fighting something this short with this many arms. And you can see that it's got a... It seems to have sort of like butchered a lot of the stuff from the ship, and it is using it. It's got a keyboard strapped to its arm. It's got pipes.
Oh my god, it's a keyboard warrior.
But while I'm threatening it now, you'll each get +1 to your ranged attacks.
All right, don't forget to try to factor that in.
Mm-hmm.
And it is back to the top of the round with the good doctor.
Needle rifle's ranged attack. I'm going to load up a biohacker inhibitor to, if it hits, take 2 penalties AC for that creature.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's ducked behind the computer. He's got his kit out and he's just like muttering himself, "Shoot at me." Like pulls together a little serum, locks it into his needler rifle, pops up again, and aims at it for 17 on the dice.
Battle hit.
Swag. So yeah, it's just a -2 penalty to AC from now on.
Does the needler do any damage?
See, this one I'm not sure about with inhibitors because.
Then yes, it will do damage.
Oh, sweet. In that case, there's 1d6 damage on top of that, which is 4 damage, and then the number of rounds it's on reduced AC for is 3 plus key ability score, which is 3.
For the rest of the combat, good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm making executive decisions as part of the GM. It does damage, and it's for the rest of the combat because I don't want to keep track of these things.
Yeah. So 4 damage, and it has a -2 penalty to AC for the rest of his life.
Good. All right.
Hopefully.
It is now its turn, and it is going to continue to bite at Nikon.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to bite and slash at you.
Oh, great.
Because I was hoping to give you a chance at dodging some of this. That's 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
That will be 6 points of damage. Could you make me a fortitude saving throw?
Great. 21.
You feel the paralysis creep into your veins again, but it doesn't take hold. And does a 15 hit your KAC?
No.
So it tries to take one of these pipes that it's wrenched from part of the ship and just ineffectively batters against your armor.
Okay. Oh, God.
And that is its turn. Over to Z.
I have just noticed that because I took the spy feat, I think I should have been getting a +4 bonus to my trick attacks.
Okay.
With bluff?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll definitely be using that now.
Z's in the corner like, wait a minute, I'm better at this than that.
Yeah, wait a minute.
All right, so.
So.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
31.
That's a big. I think that's the first 3s we've seen so far in any of
Yeah.
our campaigns.
Wow. Okay.
So the trick works now. You have to hit it, so it's a standard attack roll.
And I get a +1 for a ranged attack.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at a +2, a -2, sorry.
10.
Ooh.
And that'll hit.
All right. So,
Yeah, this thing wasn't very well armored to begin with, and now you're all just messing with it.
Yeah. Is incurred the wrath of the junior Starfinders.
so that the bluff attack, the trick attack does 1 point of damage, and I can do my regular attack now. $17.
No, yeah. Your attack hits, so you do both your damage and your trick attack damage.
Okay, yeah, so the trick attack.
So the trick attack damage was 1, but that's on top of the hit, so you just roll the
Oh,
damage.
okay.
Yeah.
Four.
Okay, so 5 in total. There we go.
Is it flat-footed for the rest of us now, or is that at a later level?
That, I think, depends on the operative's choice of things. There's a lot of irony when you need to remember how operatives work.
Mm.
I think that's a debilitating trick at a later level.
Don't you get your first debilitate? Don't you get your first trick thing at?
Operative exploit at 2nd level, but
Okay,
the
yeah,
debilitating trick is at 4th level.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it's just flat-footed for you, not everybody. Which is also, more reason as to why it is so easy to hit at the moment. Nikon, you're up. Unless you wish to move.
Yeah, I might move a little further away, maybe over here. Just behind this panel.
Yep. Nikon, you got this, right?
Sure, yeah.
Heard from behind the console where Dr. Prey's hiding.
I'll take another 5-foot step this way. No, I'm not. No, I'm gonna stay right there. I'm gonna fight defensively because I don't know how many more hits I can take, and it's a full round action. So, he gets a -4 to this attack, but he's kind of holding the Doshko in front of him, trying as best as he can to fend off any more attacks from this creature. For 13 versus KAC.
That will hit.
Okay, come on. 1d12, 14 points of piercing damage.
14. You're making me do double-digit math.
Yeah.
It's alright, just take 7 off it twice.
All right. It is starting to look blooded. And it is. That's the full round attack, so that is the end of Nikon's turn. So back up to the doctor.
Right. Is Nikon looking visibly injured at this point from this thing trying to kiss its face with its teeth?
Definitely.
In that case, with your permission, he is going to pop up and shoot you with a basic booster. So you could, yeah. I'm
Permission
gonna
granted.
So I was gonna go with basic booster, but basic booster is kind of lame. So I might actually just shoot you with the other serum of healing for up to 6. There. So as someone who's willing to get shot, I think that lowers the difficulty class to do it as well. So I think if you're willing, I can just do it.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's
the way it's worded, it sounds like as long as he's okay with it, I can just shoot him without.
Yes.
the difficulty. So it's 1d6 worth of healing, and that. Okay, you get.
But
1
Serum
point.
of Healing is 1d8.
Oh, it's 1d8. Okay.
Yes.
I can disregard that one I just rolled.
Well, always disregard a 1 on a Healing Serum.
2.
Ooh.
I won't disregard a 2 on a Healing Serum.
There was an attempt.
Okay, I'm looking a little bit better, I guess.
Okay, yeah. That's still 2 more than it was before.
Unfortunately,
this-
most of the Healing Serum just splashes off your armor.
He's like, yes! Oh, wait, shit. If this battle goes on much longer, he's going into his special bag.
Is there anything else the Doctor is going to do?
He's going to move up from this console to that console on account. It's 5, 10, 20, 25. Yeah, so with my movement, I can move to be crouching behind this console instead.
All right. Icon, you know what's about to happen. We're going to try and take a bite out of you for a 14.
No, 19 as I'm fighting defensively.
Okay. I might have to consider going back to a single attack per round. That's a 14 to hit.
Yeah.
With a pipe. So yeah, both the teeth and the pipe this time just find nothing but your Dashko as you position it into its mouth and just try and fend it off and push it back a bit. And it is ineffective this round. Next up is Z.
I think I'm going to start to move toward it because I think I'd like to switch to the tactical baton. But as I move toward it, I am going to summon 3 holographic clones of myself.
Nice.
Hey.
But that is an action, so I'll attack next time.
Okay,
Yeah,
great
but now
stuff.
they have a 2 in 3 chance of not hitting you.
Thank you for the flank. My turn,
All
right?
It's not flanking just yet.
So I'll take a 5-foot step there.
Yes, that will flank.
Yes. Perfecto. 5-foot step. No longer fighting defensively. +5, +2 for the flank. That's a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 will definitely do it.
For 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay, it is not looking too happy about its odds.
He like brings this one down straight into its shoulder and rips it back out with the weird blood splattering.
And yeah, so back up to the good doctor. You've got a clear line of sight. Your allies are flanking it.
Yeah, he's gonna peek up and then see that it's looking quite wounded at this point, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So he's gonna like peek up, just like deliberate for a second, it's like, maybe later, and close up the special section of his medic bag. And instead, he's just gonna straight up shoot it with the needler gun.
Don't forget +1 to your attack.
Yeah. So that'd be 13 +1, 14
Hit.
+3, 15, 16, 17. Oh, sweet. And that's for 1d6 worth of damage. 1!
Oh no.
Medics! I'm helping.
Yeah, every little helps. The number of
Yeah.
times that I see, monsters like on their final turn having 1 hit point left running around the battlefield. It's just like, so that one might make a difference, but it is over to its turn. It's probably going to double down and focus on Nikon because they didn't move out of range. If you'd have moved out of range, it would have changed over to thee, but you didn't.
Nope.
It's had difficulty hitting you in the past, so it's just going to make the 1 attack. That is a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, make me a fortitude saving throw.
Okay, +3.
If you could fail it, that would be great.
That's a 12.
No, don't listen to him, he lies.
That is a success.
Okay, thank you. Roll 20.
You still take 6 points of damage, though.
I'm feeling woozy.
Mm.
All right. And then it is back over to Z.
Okay. Switching to the glow stick of destiny, was it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try a bluff attack. Or a trick attack.
Yeah. Now with the new modifiers.
Yeah. 14, because I rolled a 1.
Unfortunately, there's not much can save you. It's grown wise to your bluffs, and it's just not paying you any heed on that front, I'm afraid.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna hit it with a stick then.
You hit it with a stick.
+2 because you're flanking.
Oh yeah.
That flank steak.
So plus 2 to my attack roll.
Yes,
Okay. 16.
that will hit. Well, let's see how much damage we get in this.
2.
You're getting there. You are getting there.
Very slowly whittling it down.
Yeah.
All right, Nikon, take us home.
Okay. I can't do a full attack because it's a slow weapon. And I'm not gonna fight defensively because we gotta hit. 17 to hit
That will hit.
for 8 points of damage.
And it is spliced in twain and falls dead to the ground.
Hooray.
Oh,
Well, that was terrible. I'm going to administer the second. Actually, no, shit. I've administered them both, haven't I? I've run out of serums of healing and only have one biohack left.
hope. We've explored the whole ship, so unless
Yes.
another turret wants to pop out.
You'd hope that at this point, everything on the ship that could kill us is dead. He said, kicking whatever that thing was.
Any idea what this anything was?
Yeah, can I do an analysis on it?
Yeah, make me a life science.
Yay, I can do that. It's 13 on the dice plus all of my life science, which is plus 10, 23.
Can't exactly remember the calculation for this, but I'm gonna give it to you for a 23. It is a Xill. Xill. It's a 4-armed insectoid creature from the ethereal plane.
Oh.
Well, Mr. Xill, fuck you, and get off my ship.
We
Doing a quick analysis of a blood sample of this thing, this is the same as what you discovered in the crunch storage chamber alongside the android body parts.
Well, that's thoroughly disgusting. And who was it residing inside? Was it another Xarthan? Or...
It was another Xarthan.
Okay, so that's 3 of the bodies.
You assumed that it was the pilot.
Yeah. Oh, so that would have been... Oh, we never got the pilot's name, did we? Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go back to the console and I'm going to try and actually download that information we need.
right.
Yep.
Computers roll?
No. Copy. The file is heavily encrypted. You can't access it from here, but you can copy it onto a data pad or data stick without any complications.
Perfect.
And it finishes transferring. It takes a little while, and as it's transferring, you're staring out at this storm slowly encroaching on your position. As soon as it finishes, you yank that data pad and you book it out of there.
Yeah.
No, sorry, we have to go. We have to go to that cargo bay very quickly and grab some.
Oh yes, we
blues.
need to get blue skies.
Yeah. So yeah, Dr. Prey sprinting all the way down the corridor, like stops at the turret briefly. He's like, "Yep, still dead." Sprinting all the way over to the cargo bay, like opening that crate again. It's like, right arm, and chucking it, grabbing the right arm. It's like, okay, right, it's got that. all the way back there, say, okay, that's Blue Sky covered, that's the Kasathan's covered, that's the captain, that's the Otto. I think that's everyone. We've got a piece of them or a piece of their personal effects.
The only thing that you also grab is the mouth scarf of the pilot.
Oh, okay. Yes, I knew I
Okay.
was forgetting someone.
Yep.
Right. So,
There is also a merciful fusion seal on the pilot's remains.
A seal or a...
A merciful fusion seal of up to 6th level.
The seal is the charm that we can just grab and leave
Yes.
with. We don't have to do any mysticism to pull it off.
No.
Dr. Prey, who has 0 mystic, is like, neat. I don't know what this is. Shall we leave?
Definitely.
The weird space is getting closer to the ship, and
Sounds good. I mean, if we've got everything... It's a shame the ship's gonna be lost, but maybe it's like buying a house someone was murdered in.
yes, and it's already kind of beat up anyway. So, and it's full of dead bodies and ooky weirdness. So,
It is a shame we are not able to bring back any survivors.
it's right. We've got some of their effects, and apparently, Kasathan Customs consider that good enough. So, I consider that good enough. Shall we go?
Lucy Bot, fire up the engines. We're coming
Yeah.
home.
Lucy Bot just flies off into the distance.
Lucy Bot, get right back here. I did not program you for betrayal.
But you told me to fire up and go. No, yeah, you get back
Have
aboard.
grenades, Lucy Bot.
You get back aboard the Pegasus, and with the engine being kept warm, you get out of there before the storm overtakes the Struggles Scholar.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer ship.
It's literally gonna become a ghost ship now,
Mm.
being
Yeah.
pulled into like the ethereal plane.
Sort of. We evicted the ghosts, so now it's just a ex-ghost ship.
Yeah, but it'll exist on the plane of ghosts.
Ah. Well, maybe more ghosts will move in, and they're welcome to it because it's full of blood and dead bodies. Said Dr. Prey, leaving.
Yeah. Punch in the coordinates for Absalom Station. It takes. I don't know where that dice got to. It's rolling a 1. 6 days to get back.
Wow. Well, at least that's enough time to clean all the maggot goop off Nikon
Yeah, for real.
and Dr. Prey and Z and all our clothes.
Considering it took us like, what was it, like 20 days, 18 days? Fixes
Yeah,
and
it
stuff.
took you a long time to get out here. Doesn't take you half as long to get back, but it is still a reasonably long
Fix
journey.
isn't bad.
Yeah. Dr. Prey spends the time writing up his report and then going back and erasing all the swear words and writing it out again.
You arrive back at Absalom Station, and Vigix is extremely appreciative for your efforts. What are you handing over first, as it were?
I suppose logs first because that's the formality. Like the data, the encrypted data. Sorry.
Yes.
It's like, well, we recovered this much data from the ship.
You have managed to decrypt the data on your journey back because the Vigix did give you the decryption algorithm. However, the files are somewhat corrupted. You don't know whether that's because of the
ghost did that.
the ghost or the Zill having torn apart part of a ship, or the close proximity to the etheric storm.
Yes, all of those things that weren't our fault.
Zigvigix is going to send the data over to the data files in the hopes that Historia 7 might be able to retrieve some information and any word about Sangara's bulwark.
Interesting. It's also interesting because this adventure came out in like 2017? 2018 it was like the first season of Starfinder Society, and I recently read in the next season, they actually plan on going to Seguro's bulwark.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, I know what that is now. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah,
Also,
we know it's a cursed place full of horrible things.
it took like over 5 years for us to finally actually find the location.
It's one of the things I like about the Starfinder Society is that they do actually have overarching stories.
Yeah.
In other seasonal stuff, I don't find that they have as good of a narrative for long term. But anyway, yes. You hand over, I assume, the remains and the personal effects from the Struggle Scholar. Zigvigits promises to deliver this to the Adari for the proper last rites ceremonies. And thanks you for retrieving as much as you can.
That's all right. Please don't ask us to do it again, ever.
Zigvigits can confirm that every member of the ship, including Blue Sky 101, wanted their possessions to be returned to the Adari.
Their possessions is one arm, but you're not close enough.
Before dismissing you, Zigvigix offers a personal thanks for your part in this mission. This is the first shred of truly good news the Exo Guardians have had in a long time. My many thanks for all that you have done in securing this important data. Now there's another important matter I want to bring up. Prior to the Scoured Stars incident, I was part of a group of loyal friends, like the team you're all part of. Right before that dark event, I brought some tickets for my friends and me to an upcoming major concert. It was going to be our big outing, a capstone to all our missions together. Now, all of my friends are trapped or lost in the Scoured Stars, and who knows how long it will take before we find out what happened there. The concert is coming up in a few months, and I wanted to extend an invitation. No promises or anything, you might be on assignment or field missions take priority. If you are free though, I would be honored if you would join me in this concert. Think of it as a remembrance to the lost comrades and celebration for a new generation of camaraderie. Oh, I just realized I should invite Historia 7 too. Okay, well, thanks again. I should get going.
Thank you, Ziggy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Frey's well up for going to a concert.
Well, I think the concert scenario has already been done.
It's already happened. It's interesting because when you were like, I'm like, oh, so this is, we're in the past.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's all right. There's more than one concert.
So yes, now that it's over, I'll go into the details because we've got a bit of time before we need to wrap up here, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, it's one of them where it's like I tried to get as much of this across during it, but there's always a little bit of something. The Kasatha who died, it doesn't state why they were in the storage room, but because they died in the drift, they became a form of undead known as the Drift Dead. And yes, they will continue to haunt whatever ship or body that they were on at their time of death. The Zil actually skipped through onto the ship as part of this etheric storm. A number of them raided the ship and tore apart the crew.
Oh, that what did it.
Okay.
However, Blue Sky 101 managed to get them into the crushed storage room and turned off the force field containing the atmosphere, and they all got spaghettified outside, through the ship. The one that you found on the bridge was a spawn. And the way that they procreate is by basically biting you until you are paralyzed, and then doing a whole alien thing of injecting you with a larvae.
So is Nikon
No.
pregnant now?
No, I passed
No,
all my
because
saves.
they passed every single paralysis check.
Yeah.
And there's an entire, it's all like half page on sort of like, get it out. And it's like, what to do about how to get this thing out of you. And yeah, one of the things is like, you can try to run back to Absalon Station, but you got 6 days of constitution checks to see whether you survive this thing or it chest bursts you in the middle of a journey.
Fun.
Which is why I so wanted you to fail that check.
right,
By the way, I forgot to give you this at the time, but I'll give it to you now, because I did look at it, and it was like, if it was going to be crucial to the mission, I would have retroactively done it. But the captain of the Honor Bound sends through the mail, because they were supposed to give it to you in a cargo pod from ship to ship, but they forgot. They sent you in the mail Golem Forge Plating 2 armor and a squad machine gun.
Oh, what? Damn it!
Dang.
Well, tell them they can have the wreck now. That's all theirs. Good luck to them. Enjoy. Do your salvaging. I hope we don't see you again.
I'm gonna look at that stuff, see if I like it. If both of those are, because I think I might be the only one who can use both of those. So
I do believe the Golem Forged and Squad Machine Gun are both classified as heavy weapons.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
Dr. Prey can't use any of them. He
if
can
I
use
take both of
500 credits,
those,
though.
then we'll just give you both the 500 credits we found.
Deal. Sold.
Works for me.
Plus 250 credits.
No, it'd be close to 500 apiece. Because you
500
had
each.
the money from the rare materials in the asteroids that you picked up, and
yeah.
500
Right.
credit stick.
And then,
Plus
then I'll take
500
the other
credits.
two. Great. If I may,
Yeah, you're welcome to them, because Dr. Prey can't use either of them, so...
Chiron, if you don't mind if I maybe take the camera a little bit?
Pardon?
Would you mind if I grab the GM camera, the cinematic camera a little bit?
Yeah.
So, whether or not this was in the past or not, eventually our Starfinders receive a message that's being broadcast to the entire Starfinder society. It's a message from acting first seeker Luaziel Sabo. So she is a dark-skinned woman in her traditional like red armor and red headband over her very large poofy hair, and she's sort of looking into the camera, resolute, optimistic, not necessarily smiling or grinning, but resolute and optimistic. And she says something like, "My dear Starfinders, the time has come. With the help of the Second Seekers, we have ascertained and found a passage into the Scoured Stars system. I'm calling on all of the Starfinder Society to make their way to Absalom Station, board the carriers we are preparing, and journey into the vast, to the Scoured Stars, to, at last, try and rescue those we have lost in the incident." And then there's a flurry of activity. And so maybe our newbies, find themselves working on like a carrier, sized starship with like hundreds of crew members in the lower decks somewhere, doing what they do.
Yeah, Dr. Prey's got nothing better to do. Unless it clashes with the concert. In which case, fuck the Starfinders.
This would be after the concert. But
their kids are up front.
but yes, in May we'll go back to the Second Seekers, and we'll do a 3-part finale as we finally venture into the Scoured Stars.
So you're doing the Scoured Stars version?
Yeah, I'm doing like a very minimal version of it.
Yeah. the peek behind the scenes, the Scoured Stars invasion was I can't remember, but it was essentially
multi-table event.
Yeah, it was the multi-table event, which was it was designed for conventions and the like. Essentially, it's multiple tables having to complete series of objectives and a sort of like Grandmaster GM sort of like coordinating everything and checking for successes and failures, and that will buy you boons and things that instantly take effect in the next part of it. And just
Maybe our
It's like a
junior
LAN for desktop, like TTRPG people.
Maybe we'll even see our junior Starfinders taking on some missions in the Scoured Stars during the finale.
Yeah.
Try and pull them in.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
But yeah.
But yeah, I have been and will continue to be Kyron Rossmore. You can usually find me over on my own channel, which is twitch.tv/Kyron Rossmore, where I play a variety of video games. I'm also generally around on the Twitch here, there, and everywhere. Keep note of all of the socials for what's happening. Krifu, do you want to do your shoutouts?
Sure. Hi, I'm Krifu. As I just said, in May, we will come back for the 3-part finale of Spaceflix and Kill, the Year of the Scoured Stars. It's been a really great campaign. I've been a big shout out to Chiron. Thank you for GMing us junior Starfinders through some of the side scenarios.
There's still some other scenarios out of this season that it's like, maybe I'll do them as well.
There's
There's a lot in the first season.
We could get the chance to upgrade to relatively inexperienced Starfinders.
And then on Friday, I will be back here on Manapod Studios with the EU Happy Hour. GM Maori Nerd will be starting his 2-part flight of Tales from the Loop, where we'll be going to Waiheke Island, New Zealand in the 80s.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that'll be on Friday. Be sure to check that out. Follow us on socials, and see you.
All right, Vinny.
I am Vinny. I've had so much fun. Thank you so much for this. You can find me on Twitter at hex_GM. I might have some more stuff coming up soon. I don't know how much I can say about it yet, but I'm excited.
Tell us everything. Give the exclusive.
Spill the tea.
Well, Pan has asked me if I would be interested in doing something here on Manapot, and I'm having a look at the materials for it right now. And yeah, I'm pretty interested. So yeah, yeah.
The summer season.
Sorry.
The summer season.
Yes.
And finally, RJ.
Yeah, I've been and continue to be RJ, and you can usually find me over on @CosmoPunkPod on Twitter or cosmopunk.podbean.com for our podcast. Cosmopunk. So it's been a great time, and Dr. Prey is slowly evolving into a fully fledged character of mine. I'm gonna be incredibly devastated when he dies in a unfortunate accident.
Oh no!
I will try to engineer that accident for you.
No!
It'll be glorious, don't worry. I'll make sure there's at least one explosion.
Precious Robodoc alone. Man, cracking fun. Look forward to the next one.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And I hope to be back at some point. And until then, bye.
Bye.